Hi guys, and welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lindsay from Thrive Yoga and Wellness, and this week we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into Vata dosha. So when we think about the doshas, one of the first things that we need to consider is the qualities or characteristics associated with that dosha, what we call in Ayurveda the gunas. So the gunas, or qualities associated with Vata dosha, are things like characteristics of being dry, rough, cold, light, and mobile. And so if you are a Vata dominant type of person, some of your physical characteristics might be a tendency for dry skin. If you have dry or coarse hair, that can be associated with Vata dosha. It's a cold dosha, so you might feel cold a lot. If you're somebody who has cold hands and feet, or you typically carry a sweater or a jacket wherever you go, that might be an indicator that you have a dominant Vata dosha. Vata dosha types are typically tall and thin with long and thin fingers. If they do gain weight, it's typically around the midsection of the body, and they'll have crooked features and uneven features. So things like crooked teeth. When I started recording these videos, I totally noticed I have an eye. It's this one, and I don't think it's as noticeable today, but sometimes it's much more noticeable. This eye is actually bigger than the other one. You might have an ear that sits higher than the other one. So uneven features like that are associated with your Vata dosha. Mentally, characteristics of Vata dosha are a tendency to like creative pursuits like art, music, and writing, and high intelligence. So Vata doshas are highly intelligent people, and they learn things fast, but they also forget fast, with thoughts moving all over the place and kind of racing thoughts that are a characteristic of Vata dosha. Sometimes it takes them learning things a few times for it to stick and them to actually remember it. So because your Vata dosha is responsible for movement, obviously Vata dosha types like to move, and they really dislike being still, and they really dislike routine. They like variability in their day, each day to be different than the next. So if that sounds familiar to you, you might have a dominant Vata dosha. Some early signs of imbalance in Vata dosha are things like constipation with your digestion, or you might even kind of go back and forth with uneven digestion, from constipation to diarrhea, back to constipation, things like that. You might start to have anxiety and racing thoughts, or you might even start to have a little bit of insomnia, trouble falling asleep, or you can fall asleep and you wake up frequently throughout the night. So this has been a little bit of information about Vata dosha. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, meet us back here next week for another Wellness Wednesday, where we're going to do a deep dive into Pitta dosha. Have a great week.